Welcome to Transcendental Base of Vedic Knowledge discipline. We are glimpsing Transcendental base of Vedic Knowledge. Our first glimpse has been of lively transcendental state prior to manifestation. Now in this glimpse 2, we are glimpsing Dvadas Jyotirlingam. Dvadas Jyotirlingam depiction as it is here is the formal format. One shall sit comfortably and to sequentially glimpse these 12 expressions of Jyotirlingam. These 12 Jyotirlingam have been described as in terms of their transcendental names, beginning with Somnath, Mallikarjun, Mahakaleshwar, Omkar, Amareshwar, Vedanath, Rameshwar, Bhimshankar, Vishveshwar, and then Triambakam, Gaureshwar, and the Kedash. These are the designations of the principal lingam. These are 12 in number, and we can see that these 12 Jyotirlingam with these Somnath to Kedareshwar, these are the transcendental designations. Taking these as the formulations, we have to reach at firstly at their letters and then at their TCV values. Let us sequentially chase from first formulation Somnath up till 12th formulation Kedareshwar. We will be sequentially reaching at the letters. First formulation Somnath leads us to 8 letters. Second formulation leads us to 12 letters. Summation value comes to be 20, and like that in the 12 steps we will be reaching at the summation value 122, and it is this value 122 which is going to be the value of the total letters availed for the compositions of these 12 transcendental formulations of Dvadas Lingam. Then at a second step, let us reach at the TCV value of the formulation Somnath, which comes to be 36, Mallikarjun, which leads to TCV value 43, and summation value is to proceed as 36 plus 43 gives 79, and when all the 12 formulations are reached at their TCV values, then the end reach summation value will come to be 464. It is this TCV value and these number of letters which will bring us face to face with the features and the formats of the Dvadas Jyotirlingam, which are to be comprehended, which are to be imbibed. One is to sit comfortably, as to be sequentially face to face with these formulations, their letters, their TCV values, and this cumulative reservoir of the values and features of Dvadas Jyotirlingam. We know that that 5 space is having 11 geometries range, and hypercube of 5 is having 11 versions. Therefore, these 11 versions of our hypercube 5 are the representative regular bodies of 11 geometries of 5 space. These are Rudras. There are 11 Rudras. These are the 11 manifestations parallel to the 11 versions of hypercube 5 as the representative regular bodies of 11 geometries of 5 space. These 11 Rudras are having these formulations beginning with Aj and reaching up till Ishwar. These 11 formulations again are to be sequentially reached, firstly in terms of their letters and then in terms of their TCV values. So sequentially Aj leads to TCV to 3 letters, Ek Pada leads to 6 letters, summation value comes to be 9, and at the end all the 11 formulations avail 76 letters. The Aj formulation is having a TC value 6, Ek Pada has 21, leading to summation value 27, and like that all the values will lead us to TC value 268. This tabulation as such leads us to values and features 76 and 268, which deserves to be comprehended well, and one is to be face to face with this reservoir of values in terms of letters and TC values of 11 formulations of 11 Rudras parallel to 11 versions of hypercube 5 as the representative regular bodies of 5 space. These Adityas and these Rudras then will be taking us to that how we can have a reach at the Adityas. We know A raised to power 6 is equal to 12, B raised to power 5. 6 space is enveloped within a transcendental boundary of 12 components. The names of these Adityas are beginning with Indra and reaching up till Vishnu. For these formulation as well, firstly we shall reach at the number of letters, then we shall reach at the TCV values. So the first formulation leads us to value 5 as letters and 8 is the TC value. Second formulation leads us to letters 4 and TC value 70. So summation value of letters comes to be 9. Here it comes to be 35, and at the end, as all the 12 formulations lead us to 65 as the value of the letters and 259 as the value of the TCV values. Therefore, this becomes the reservoir of the values and features of Dvadas Adityas. We see that we are having 3 reservoirs, firstly as Rudras, secondly as Adityas, and thirdly as Linga. These 3 formulations, reservoirs, features and values, are the basic reservoirs of values. One is to sit comfortably and one is to be face to face. These reservoirs, these 3 reservoirs, firstly of Rudra and then of Aditya and then as the Jyotirlinga. Once one is face to face with these 3 reservoirs, one is glimpsing these reservoirs, one is imbibing these values and features. Once one is face to face with these triple reservoirs of values and features, then one can be blissful that one can be upon the transcendental path of reaching at for the glimpse of the transcendental base of a Vedic knowledge. For it we will see that ultimately it is going to be that we have to see that ek shahestra means 1000 value. It is this value which is parallel to the value of 1000 branches of a Samveda. Further we know that ek shahestra is a formulation which leads us to TCV value 8 plus 23 is equal to 31. We know that value 31 is equal to the 31 structural components of hypercube 3, cube, the representative regular body of a 3 space. Further we know that 31 is this value of synthesis of a pair of transcendence ranges of linear order. These are the features which deserve to be comprehended well. With it we know that it becomes a linear order transcendental carrier. It is this linear order transcendental carrier. Now means it is Q. Q is a manifestation form of 31 structural components. Value 31 is parallel to this value of ek shahestra. Let us further have a pause and see that shahestra akash, 1000 spaces, shahestra akash as well is of TCV value 23 plus 8 is equal to 31. Therefore, this transcendental carrier is carrying as many as 1000 spaces. And further we know that the formulation Ananta Akash, infinitely infinite space, Anant Akash, is equal to 23 plus 8. As such, this phenomenon deserves to be comprehended well. One is to be face to face with the triple reservoirs, number 1 as Rudras, 11 Rudras, then Adityas, 12 Adityas, and then Jyotirlingam, 12 Jyotirlingam. These are 35. These formulations, 35, will be taking us to a 5 cross 7 grid, along which are accommodated all double digit numbers, 35 double digit numbers of 6 place value number, while the next is going to the first triple digit number. It is of value 36 for the 10 place value system. So it is this way that we will see that these triple reservoirs are ultimately taking us to a 3 space hypercube 3 as its representative regular body, and further we know 3 space plays a role of dimension of a 5 space. It is here it gets value 31, which becomes the synthesis value of a pair of transcendence ranges of linear order. It becomes a transcendental carrier. It is going to be a transcendental carrier along the space enveloping Surya. So 6 space we know is enveloped within a Akash Tattva, means a space fulfilled with the transcendental space content. It is 5 space content. So 5 space content is enveloping our Surya. So our solar universe is in its static state because of it being enveloped by a transcendental content. We know that a raised to power 6 is equal to 12 b raised to power 5. With it we know that these 12 transcendental boundary components of 6 space get fixed in terms of 12 into 6 is equal to 72 coordinates. Value 72 we know accepts an organization 2 plus 8 plus 18 plus 32 plus 50 and then it is going to be 72. Now it is a Sthapatyamay ring rod reach, and 72 will give us then is equal to 2 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14 plus 18 plus 32. Now it is this way that we are reaching at. It is the summation value of fourfold manifestation layer of hypercube 1 and hypercube 2, hypercube 3, hypercube 4, hypercube 5 and hypercube 6. It is this way that we are face to face with the phenomenon of the Jyotirlingam. Now this space tattva, 5 space content, fulfilling a space enveloping our solar universe, is carrying a 3 space content as a transcendental carrier. Means the cube is being carried, it is being carried along the space enveloping solar universe. It is this phenomenon, it is this feature, it is this value, it is this format which deserves to be comprehended well. It is by this comprehension we may be in a position to see how the a raised to power 6 is equal to 12 e raised to power 5, a format which is a format of Dwadas Aditya as well as of Dwadas Lingam. How the Dwadas Aditya and Dwadas Lingam, the formulation Aditya is of value 16 and formulation Lingam as well as of value 16. Now how these Lingam become the Jyotirlingam, it is this phenomenon, it is this feature which deserves to be comprehended well. We know that Jyotir is value 20 and Jyotirlingam will give us value 36, and this value 36 is equal to 6 square. Therefore, we will be reaching at it where the 6 space itself comes in a dynamic state. It is this state which will be taking us to have a transcendence beyond a 5 cross 7 grid, which accommodates only the first 35 double-digit numbers, while the 36th double-digit number, which becomes a first triple-digit number of a 6-place value system, it transcends out of a grid. Therefore, the Jyotirlingam, or which are taking us from 6 space in its linear order for the Dwadas Aditya to 6 square as a format of the Jyotirlingam. One shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be face to face with this phenomenon as to how the 6 raised to power 1 means 6 as a space content itself, when will be manifesting domain fold of hypercube 6, then it will get enveloped within 12 b raised to power 5. Ahead, when this static format becomes and goes into a dynamic state, then it is 6 space which will be interacting with itself. It is this interaction of 6 space with itself which will be leading us to 8 space. So in fact, the Jyotirlingam are ultimately taking us to 8 space. we are in Asht Prakriti. It is this reach in the Asht Prakriti which is of a TC value 11 plus 18 is equal to 29. Therefore, it is the value 29 which is parallel to the TC value of a Brahma, the overlord of a fourth space. Further, we know that the value 29 is this value of 29 streams as the domain at the first state when is exploded, when there is an explosion, when there is an vispot. Then at the next state it becomes of a two parts. So n space splits into, leads to a pair of streams of n minus 2 as a dimension. So at the next stage we will be reaching at as many as 5 streams, each of value n minus 4 equal to the dimension of dimension. And it is next step. So from the first we reach at 2 streams, then at 5 streams, then at 12 streams, and ultimately in fourth step as 29 streams. And step ahead at 70 streams, this phenomenon is stopped. It is this stoppage which makes it in a static state, and ahead it goes as 72 in a dynamic state. And it is this value which gives us here the value 72 as coordinates for fixation of the transcendental boundary of 6 space. And further we know value 72 is taking us to hypercube 1, hypercube 2, hypercube 3, hypercube 4, 5 and 6 as fourfold manifestation layers, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2 leading to value 2. Here will be 6, 10, 14, 18 and 32. It is this reach which deserves to be comprehended well. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to glimpse Dvadas Jyotirlingam as a format features distinct than that of Dvadas Adityas shall visit Dvadas Lingam as a phase and stage of the solar universe enveloped within a transcendental space content. 5 space content makes the solar universe in a static state. However, when this solar universe goes in a dynamic state, then the Dvadas Adityas transit and transform into Dvadas Jyotirlingam. Let us have a pause. Let us open a new page, and in this page let us make a mention as that sadhakas have to sit comfortably, and sadhakas shall transcend within the cavity of one's own heart, and with the grace of the Transcendental Lord, Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. And a step ahead, when the Transcendental Lord Shiv transcends within cavity of his own heart, then with the grace of the self-referral Lord Vishnu, Transcendental Lord multiplies as 12 Shiva. Now, it is this reach which is to be glimpsed. Let us have a pause. At the first stage is the stage of transition and transformation of Lord Brahma as 10 Brahmas with the grace of the Transcendental Lord. This transcendental grace is attained by Lord Brahma by meditating within cavity of one's own heart. Therefore, the first stage of meditation within the cavity of one's own heart is going to be the parallel to the format phenomenon of Lord Brahma multiplying as 10 Brahmas. The second phase and stage of meditation within cavity of heart is of transcendental features that the Transcendental Lord Shiv himself multiplies as 12 Transcendental Lords. It is this reach of Lord Brahma multiplying as 10 Brahmas and Lord Shiva multiplying as 12 Shiva. These 120, 10 multiplied by 12 is value 120. It is this value 120 which is a reach of the format of the Jyotirlingam. These 120 folds of Dwadas Jyotirlingam features and values together with the 3 value attached to the solid dimensional order will make the value 123. Now it is this which is being manifested. It is this manifestation of 123 phases and stages of the features and formats of Jyotirlingam. These are the 120 phases and stages of the Dhatu part. These 10-fold of transformation of Lord Brahma and 12 folds of transformation of Lord Shiva make total 120 phases and stages, with together with the value 3 as of the solid order of 5 space makes it value 123, and further the split of 3-dimensional frame into a pair of 3-dimensional frames of opposite orientations makes additional value 3, and it leads us to value 126, which is parallel to the 126 chapters of Vishnu Puran, and further it gives 6 into 21, a full expression of a self-referral dimension. Therefore, the sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge shall take Dhatu part, Panani Dhatu part in one's hand. See, there are 10 Dhatu Gana plus 11th Dhatu Gana, total 11 these groups, which is parallel to 11 versions of 5 space hypercube 5. These are the 11 Rudras domain. With this 11 Rudras domain, further we know that when there is going to be a complete classification, it will be taking us to initially to 123 phases, and these 123 phases, as these are, deserves to be chased, and it will be seen that the first 41 phases are making the first Dhatu Gana, and it is of value 10, 1082. The total value comes to be the 2056. It brings us face to face with the sutras, 16 Ganita sutras and 13 Ganita Sutras. We know the TCV value of 16 Ganita sutras is 1095, and TCV value of 13 Ganita sutras is 958, which takes us to 2053. This is the TCV value, while the value of the Dhatu are going to be 2056. It is this reach from 3, 4, 5 and 6, means with this as a dimension we are reaching this as an origin. It is this way we will be face to face with the complete manifestation of the kriyas, the verbs, the dhatus, and complete lively dynamic state phenomenon of our solar universe. Therefore, the chase of existence phenomenon of our solar universe in its dynamic state, we have to be at the formate features of Dwadas Lingam. Their three reservoir sources of Rudras, Adityas and Jyotirlingam, their manifestation as a Dhatu part, and it being parallel to the transcendental code values of the complete text of 16 sutras and 13 Ganita Sutras. One shall sit comfortably and one shall permit the transcending mind to be face to face with this format of Dwadas Jyotirlingam, which is the format of the dynamic state of the existence phenomenon within our solar universe. It is a blissful attainment, it is a blissful state when one goes parallel to the dynamic state of our solar universe. The static state of our solar universe is as sun is enveloped within Akash Tattva, a fifth element, a space fulfilled with the transcendental content. A space fulfilled with five space content makes our solar universe of a static state. When this five space content manifests by fulfilling a space to envelop a solar universe, to envelop the sun, then it re-manifests itself as Dwadas Lingam. It is this re-manifestation phase and stage which makes the solar universe in a dynamic state. Therefore, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be face to face with transcendental base of Vedic knowledge shall glimpse the phenomenon of the Dwadas Jyotirlingam, making the static state, five space content, fulfilled space into a dynamic state by having its manifestation as transcendental boundary of 12 components. It is this manifestation of this five space content as 12 transcendental boundary components of a self-referral domain which is the reach. One shall sit comfortably, one shall glimpse it, and it is by glimpsing it we will be having a glimpse of the transcendental base of the Vedic knowledge. One shall sit comfortably, one shall continuously remain in transcendental state, and one shall permit the transcending mind to firstly go the transcendental transformation way of Lord Brahma, multiplying as 10 Brahmas, and then go the transcendental phenomenon of transcendental Lord himself, multiplying himself as 12 transcendental lords. Thank you very much.